Good afternoon, everyone. I'm KHU 11 meteorologist Addison Green, and we are dealing with now the potential of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms come through the Harris County area and areas north and east where there may be some signs of rotation with any of those storms. Hence, a tornado watch is issued until 9 o'clock this evening for all of the yellow highlighted areas. Out to the west, in that pink highlighted area, that is a severe thunderstorm watch that's up in effect through 8 o'clock, where there are currently some storms moving in the Austin and San Antonio area, for instance. But we are just starting to get ready to see those storms develop, starting to ready to pop up in some spots. We did have a warm front lifting on up within the past few hours or so, making its way northward across Harris County, and we did see some thunderstorms fire up near Katy, going out through Waller County, just starting to get that lightning show going. But we do see across much of the metro area a lot of cloud cover and spots of drizzle here and there. So if you're around the areas of the Loop and southward, we're not really seeing that severe weather potential coming through just yet, but we're keeping our eyes on that development. But it's north and over towards the east that we do have that concern for the severe weather to develop within the next few hours. Up across to the west, where we do have a really beefy line of thunderstorms coming through that has just slowly moved through the area recently. That's where we do have an aerial flood advisory over that way, as well as a severe thunderstorm warning that just was allowed to expire. So we're seeing that severe potential diminish. But nonetheless, that's just a sample of what we could be seeing come through the Houston metro area over the course of the day today and in towards tonight. We have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. I mean, you can just look outside. You can see it's gray, it's murky, it's drizzly out there. Well, eventually it will become drier, but it's that clash of the air masses that's creating that contrast and creating that energy development for those systems to really fire on in. And that drier air is rushing on down across portions of the Big Bend of Texas, making its way in through central Texas, where that dry line is setting up shop. And that's that boundary that we typically look at for thunderstorm development as you go through the summer months, but it can also be a concern during the heart of severe weather season, such as in towards the end of April. But you can see right there those thunderstorms firing up just to our west, not really moving all that much. So later on this afternoon, we do anticipate, once the cold front that comes through, those storms to really race on in across the metro area. So timing is right now through 11 o'clock this evening that we are concerned with these severe weather risk criteria. Hail, definitely a major concern. Could be seeing some hailstones roughly a quarter inch size in diameter to maybe around baseball size in diameter. That's 2.34 inches right there, 2.33 inches I should say. And also some strong damaging wind gusts in excess of 60+ miles per hour. That tornado potential, we did increasing it just a little bit, but again, it's for areas mainly around northern sections of Harris County and towards the north and east. Flooding potential, at least widespread flooding, is of a low end concern, mainly because these storms are not expected to slow through our area. They're expected to come through at a very vigorous pace. So all across the metro area, this yellow highlighted area is a 2 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. That's a slight risk for severe weather. Down to the south and west towards Victoria, it's less of a concern, but to the north and east, the chances do increase as we do have an enhanced risk for severe weather. It's just outside of Polk County towards San Jacinto County and going across portions of Louisiana, where that tornado potential is definitely going to be higher over that way. So thankfully that is not coming in for much of the metro area, but that watch is in around our area just in case we do see some signs of rotation. Now, going on in throughout your future track right here, starting off with the time frame right now, we can see we do have still those storms that we mentioned before up near the Brenham area, and also a few more that could be developing shortly to the north and east. As we move forward in towards the 4 o'clock hour, we have this big cluster of thunderstorms from Livingston towards Cleveland, up towards the Tombo area, and it's this little area of concern right there that we're highlighting because that's where the potential for some rotation may be with that storm cell, and that's what we may be seeing, the possibility of a hook echo on radar imagery, in which case that indicates we do have a potential tornado moving through that vicinity. Right now we're keeping our eyes on all the forecast models, but this is at least one showing that potential right there for just on the border of North Harris County in towards Montgomery County, just around the Woodlands in towards the Conroe area. That storm cell will push over towards the north and east over the course of 5 to 6 to 7 o'clock, eventually heading on in towards Louisiana. Then, as you go across the Huntsville area towards College Station, we still have the potential of more storms to come through. Again, it's around the I-10 corridor and northward that threat is going to be higher. Southward you go, not really much to see right here, at least not yet. As you make your way past the 7 o'clock hour, here comes the cold front coming through town. We could be having potentially a Boeing line of thunderstorms coming on in, which means that we do have those storms at the surface racing at an accelerated pace right here, in which case we do have the chance for seeing some strong straight line winds coming through. Straight line winds means those winds come in and they just plow through as the system is moving at that forward trajectory. So pretty much it's going to be a windy time frame during the 9 o'clock hour as those storms make their way on in. Lots of lightning, heavy rain associated with those storms as well, and also the potential of some hail. But the hail sizes, they should start to diminish once you start to get past the sunset hour. Around 11 o'clock through the 10 o'clock show right here at KHOU, you're going to be keeping our eyes on the radar. It's going to be very active, and through 11 o'clock, still active, as that line is now making its way through portions of Brazoria County, going through Chambers County, and heading on up towards the north and east. Still producing heavy rain along the way, gusty winds, and a lot of lightning in the area. By 2 o'clock in the morning, the storms have now completely left southeastern Texas, now making their way in through Louisiana. We'll still have some lingering scattered showers out there, but they will be gone before you start off your Saturday. And then by the afternoon hours, we have a nice northwesterly breeze coming on in. Temperatures should respond nicely underneath all that sunshine, getting up into the upper 70s to low 80s. But we're still going to be anticipating seeing, before all is said and done, a lot of rain come down, especially in that cluster of thunderstorms I showed you around 4 o'clock that has that potential for possibly producing some tornadic activity right in the Conroe area, southward in towards northern sections of Harris County. That's about 1 to 4 inches of rain highlighted right here. Down to the south, maybe picking up on average about an inch of rain. If it comes through gradually over time, we're not anticipating any flooding concerns. If it comes down really quickly from those storms, there could be some localized ponding on some of those roadways, especially some of the flood-prone areas. So right here, here's what to take away from all of this. Your severe weather headlines, timing right now through 11 o'clock is where you need to be weather aware. Make sure you do have the KHOU 11 weather app on your phone so you get those push notifications alerting you when there's severe weather coming through your vicinity. You can also monitor the active radar right there and track the storms with us right here in the station. Keeping our eyes on the potential for large hailstones as well as 60+ mile-per-hour wind gusts, and then you can't rule out the possibility of seeing some localized flooding concerns, especially where any of those storms do happen to drop down a tremendous amount of rain over a very short period of time. Looking throughout your extended 7-day forecast, well, this is the one for tomorrow. Let me go ahead and pull up the one for the day today. And here we go. All right. So going through your day today, of course, 100% chance of seeing strong storms come through north of Harris County, down to the south and west. It's a little bit less. Nonetheless, you have to be weather aware no matter where you are in the metro area. We're drying out as we go throughout the day tomorrow and through Sunday, just downright delightful. And Monday into Tuesday, we're keeping our eyes on the storm developing out to our west, but it doesn't come through across the Houston metro area until Wednesday. 50% chances a cold front comes our way. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the top of the show, just recap what I just did for everybody here. As we make our way in across the metro area, we're talking about that tornado watch up in effect. There it is. Going in through 9 o'clock this evening for all the yellow highlighted areas, which does include Harris County. So down across the Beltway, down even towards the border of Brazoria County, you're still in that watch box. Still need to be keeping your eyes on the skies as well as your phones for any of those active alerts to come through your vicinity. Up to the west, we have a severe thunderstorm watch through 8 o'clock in that pink highlighted area. And that green polygon, that's an aerial flood advisory. And we may be seeing those being issued by the National Weather Service across our vicinity in case any of those thunderstorms do come by and they happen to produce a lot of rain over a short period of time. But none of these storms are anticipated to come to a crawl and slowly move through the area. So that's some good news right there. We're not seeing widespread flooding concerns. On the active radar, we do have that little cluster of thunderstorms near Katy grow right there up across in towards portions of Montgomery County on the border of Waller County right there. We can see a lot of lightning associated with that. So if you're in Huntsville looking southward, you can definitely see the skies looking ominous, see those flashes of light, maybe even hearing those rumbles of thunder. Down across much of the Houston metro area, we're not seeing much. I mean, we're looking outside the studio right here in the Galleria area. It's cloudy, it's murky, it's breezy. That's that wind coming on in off the Gulf of Mexico. This is all because a warm front has passed by in the past few hours, helping to ignite those thunderstorms, in which case some of them, they are moving very slowly up to the west where there are those aerial flood concerns, but we'll keep our eyes on that potential for those to expire as you get closer towards the 5 o'clock hour. This is all being driven by the upper level winds aloft. The jet stream is racing right on in across Texas from a southwesterly direction. And also, this upper low is digging down across in towards western Texas, pushing dry air along the way, kicking up all that moisture up ahead of it and lifting it northward. And we certainly do have plenty of moisture to spare up across the metro area. So we're keeping our eyes on that concern for some large hail, baseball size in diameter, maybe even a little larger north and west of the metro area. Straight line winds, a big concern. Wind gusts could be roughly about 60+ miles per hour. And of course, that tornado potential north of Harris County. Definitely have to be keeping your eyes on the skies and even just down around the Houston metro area as well, just in case we do see some signs of rotation from those storms. We'll come back on air in case we do have any updates coming on in from the National Weather Service, and of course you can find us on the 411 coming up at 4 o'clock right here on Channel 11. Take care.